favorite part of everybody's concert, the talking part, but we'll keep it as brief as possible. It's really important to me and the students here that have performed already this evening and are here on the stage to express our gratitude to everybody at Lincoln Way West that has been part of our gracious hosting here. It's been a pleasure to be here. Master classes were terrific. Dinner was delicious, wasn't it? Fantastic dinner. They're thinking about the next piece. And it's great to come up here and see friends. And the next person I'm going to ask to come out is a dear friend, since he was a fine student, member of this ensemble when he was at Illinois State University, among all the other wonderful, great things he did. So, Mr. Rucklick, would you come out, please? Very small little token of our appreciation. It says Illinois State University in appreciation of Mr. Kerry Rucklick, Director of Bands at Lincoln Way West High School, for your commitment to bands and generous hospitality as host of the 2014 Illinois State University Wind Symphony CBDNA Tour and today's date. Thank you so much, Mr. Rucklick. We have a couple of special treats. I'm going to introduce a really important gentleman in just a moment, but before that I'm going to introduce four very important other gentlemen and lady. Mr. Colgrass, our guest composer, is a man who really defies any description, but he calls himself a dreamer, and that is certainly true. One of the reasons he's so inspiring. Mr. Colgrass encouraged me to try something out here, what he calls the listener chairs. So, Mr. Rucklick and Mr. Iwinski, I drew just a blank there on what I'm doing up here on stage right now. Mr. Iwinski, my old friend and also former member of this ensemble, nominated two students each to come up and sit right behind the synthesizer, right in front of the horns here, right in the heart of what's about to go on in the Urban Requiem. So, Grace Garcia, Alex Szilagyi, Patrick O'Sullivan, and Peter Grubasic, would you come on out and get in the center of this thing? Now it's just impossible for me to portray our great honor to have had this next guest with us throughout the week. He's coming with us to our performance tomorrow at the College Band Directors National Association Convention. Spent a little time back with us in April. The word legendary is just used too often to describe folks that may or may not deserve it. This next gentleman is absolutely that, a legend in American music and world music. He has performed with the greatest performers around the world and for the greatest, and he's written music composed for the greatest ensembles around the world for many, many decades. Would you please welcome to the stage our guest composer, Mr. Michael Colgrass.
The saxophone is the urban folk instrument. It can howl like a banshee and purr like a kitten. And those contrasts are what inspired me in writing a piece of music primarily about my life in New York City, where the profound and the mundane are side by side, the rich and the poor, many ethnicities, violence and humor, all inspiring to me, and much of which I witnessed in late-night walks through New York. The four soloists and saxophones will be joined, but they have each their own neighborhood of instruments that are of like kind, and they will be joined by other instruments making various kinds of duets and combinations. I think the soloists are here.